What did you like better, Jedi or The Empire Strikes Back?
Empire.
Blasphemy.
All Jedi had was a bunch of Muppets.
Boring conversation anyway.
Hey Star Wars fans, and welcome to Boring Conversation Anyway. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Thor. Thor, how you doing today?
Doing good.
Cool, we're recording episode 138. We're going to do a little bit of news, but you and I just broke down the Razor Crest. What did you think of it?
Very cool.
It is cool.
Very cool.
We put a video together. We're going to probably put it out sometime this weekend on YouTube. I have to look at it first.
Yeah, I might not do it at all, so.
Yeah, well, who knows? Yeah, but we'll see how it came out.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. There's a lot of panels and a lot of tight things in there that you're afraid to pull apart and stuff like that. I'm wondering right now how I'm supposed to load up that gun cabinet with a really small space to get to. It's very tight inside the ship.
Yeah, but I mean, they did pretty good, though. Like,
oh, no.
When you open it up, I was having a hard time sort of imagining, like, how do you access the inside of it? And
yes.
It's pretty good.
Well, you get that whole first side comes right out.
Yeah, and the top and stuff. It's the detail's great. Like, it's very cool. Very, very, very cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome. The inside is blue. The outside is that good silver. It's a different paint job we're used to, because usually they just give us this crappy gray plastic and call it silver. This actually looks decent. And the washes on here, you got brown washes and black washes throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a very cool piece of thing. And hopefully we'll put the video up so that you guys can see more about it. I'm sure you've seen now a ton of these things. I got it on Tuesday and held it to Thursday so Thor and I can take a look at it together. Joe's picking his up this weekend. He's going to take a ton of pictures. I'm going to steal all his pictures for our account.
That's smart.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But you know what?
What's that?
We got a bunch of news today, but I want to talk about one more thing.
Okay.
I just showed this to you.
Yes.
The Vintage Collection just announced last week that they are making a Jabba's / Bibs / Boba's throne room.
Yes.
Really cool looking.
Looks very good.
It's $229 for this thing. It's big, too. It's, I think, 20 inches long, 10.5 inches high, I think 10.5 inches deep. You can make it, again, all three of those guys, you can set it up in any time period you want. I think this was going to be the next HasLab.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because when you showed it to me, I thought it was.
Right.
Because it has, like, the hallmarks of it of, like, it's very cool, but there's a lot of accessories.
Yes.
That I feel like don't come with, because, refresh my memory, the Star Wars Vintage line, the other things in that collection was, like, the hallway, right?
Yes, yeah. The hallway and the carbon freeze chamber.
Right.
The first one they did, this is when we're talking about the Vintage Collection, which means, the Vintage line is when we were kids. Now the Vintage Collection is just, I think they started it, sometime in 2000, 2008, 2010. I'm not 100% sure. Then it stopped. Then it came back when Hasbro started coming back with all the action figures, and the line keeps going. It gets better. We got the hallway, like you said. We got the carbon freeze chamber. It started off with the end of Jabba's palace, if you remember. Just the Tauntaun head and the Gerber head and the frozen Han Solo. Remember I showed you that little
I do remember that now.
Yeah. They're saying this paint should be similar to it. Now, there's no way to hook it up, because someone asked if there's a way to hook it up. There's not. This has steps involved. Also, this is further away than that.
Yeah,
there's space in between. Yeah. So I think we're going to start to see pieces come out of this to make a full Jabba's palace. I do. I think this might work.
Kind of a neat thing to do. But to me, this is just miles ahead of the other things. Like, the other things are cool, but they don't have, like, they didn't come with any, like, accessories or anything, like, too much, right?
She got the frozen Han. Right. All that came with that. And a Stormtrooper on a card. Right. And then the hallway is a Stormtrooper, is a Rebel Command. What do you want to call those guys? The Rebel Trooper. Yeah. It came with pegs. That was the cool thing, because they let the holes are in the floor. It comes with pegs, so you could put the figure where you want. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm trying to think if I think that's where we're at right now. We got the Cantina coming out from
Yeah.
Navarro. That's a very small one. It looks a lot smaller. And, times everything's getting expensive. There's certain things already I've seen in the cantina that looks like they're chinsing out. Like the door in the cantina is a cardboard insert.
Right.
The window in the cantina is a cardboard insert. That starts to get, he's starting to cheap out because everything's getting so expensive. So this is balls to the wall. I mean, right? You got the dais, which you can have for Jabba. You also have the throne. You can put right on there for Boba or for Bib. Comes with all 50 plus accessories. Now, the reason why I say that this, I think, was the HasLab is that this is selling for $229, right? Right over there, the Razor Crest sold for $350 total, right? But when they do a HasLab, they build the price in, I think, for all the tiers. And if they sell it with less tiers, they make more of a profit, right? So if you follow me, that had 5 tiers. It had the escape pod, Grogu, the 4 carbon blocks, right? Off-world Jawa, and then the stand. And they made each tier because it's, they needed 6,000 backers. You got 28,000 backers for the Razor Crest. To me, this is the base model. $229 comes with 1 figure. Remember, the Razor Crest came with a Mandalorian. Yes, he's not on the card, but he's there. I think Bib would have been in this, and then they would have given us more tiers. And I think this would have been the HasLab. But because the Rancor failed, I think they wanted something to put out there to recoup their money, because this is not like the HasLab. You don't pay up front. You pre-order it today, and you want to know when this is coming out.
Yeah, when's that?
September 2023.
That's a long time from now.
Yes. And to me, that screams a HasLab. That's what that screams to me.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. Now, what did we lose? I'm not sure if we lost more figures, if they would have given us maybe the modern version of Gamorrean Guard now, because they look so different. Or people that showed up for Boba to pay homage to him, stuff like that.
That could be. To me, those are too cool of ideas. Like, as we saw from the Rancor, like, they don't have that many cool ideas. Yes. So, like, maybe we got in a Boba Fett figure.
Because my idea would have been, what about, if this was the base model, the cool tiers would be, okay, listen, tier number 1, we're going to get a plastic floor, which will let you, with steps that go to where the other piece for Han is, with the carbonite. So, like, it's a floor with the trapdoor. It doesn't have to be a working trapdoor, but it's plastic. You see the trapdoor because this thing rolls.
Yeah.
So you can roll it back and forth. And it has the grates you can see below. Then it would have the stairs going up. And then maybe the next tier after that was some walls. And the next tier was more accessories. Or what if they did the caverns where the people were hanging out? The little spots where they were partying and stuff.
All great ideas, but I do not think any of them would have came to. It would have been like a Salacious Crumb figure. It would have. Like, I don't know. Like, the ones with the Razor Crest are pretty cool, but at the same time, it's like you weren't going to just automatically include some of that stuff, I don't know.
The funny one for me with the Razor Crest was the escape pod. Something that's not in the show at all, never mentioned. It looks like something that had to be there in the first place, so let's just make it functional. Otherwise, it just would have been frozen into place there. That's what it looks like, Yeah. So that's the one. To me, my favorite one is the carbon blocks, right? That sets off the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that and the stand. We got to admit the way the stand looks, the way it's kind of swooshing around in the corner. Yeah, it looks really cool. So we'll get into that. So let's take a look at some of the news that's out there right now. And the first thing's up is Kenobi. Happened while we were watching Boba Fett. I wanted to ask you, have you recovered from last week's Boba Fett episode?
You're about to find out.
So Kenobi comes out May 25th, the original Star Wars date. Pretty cool. That's also going to be your travel day, though, buddy. When you're going to the convention.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
maybe. What
do you think of the poster, and are you excited?
No, I don't. I'm not excited, and the poster I don't care about.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the Star Wars podcast, where you don't really care for Star Wars. No, okay. Let me look at the poster a little bit more detail. It's a guy walking in sand. Wow, right. I'm so excited. Who would have thought that would happen? Remember the posters were cool?
Yeah, I know. Like, I was just thinking this the other day.
I get it's like a teaser, but like, give me something.
Did you see the last Boba Fett poster they did for the show at the end?
Nah.
So I wanted your opinion on that. I'll show it to you off. And it's kind of like a Drew Struzan kind of. It's like, it feels like it's both. It's like a Drew Struzan, and it's. I'm saying his name, I'm probably butchering it. But it looks drawn, but then also kind of looks like, all right, just put that here, put this here, put that here, put that, like, copy and paste kind of thing. But I want to see what you thought about that. But yeah, I'm excited for it. listen, I had some hang-ups with Boba Fett, but I'm not down in the dumps thinking everything's gonna be trash. I'm excited.
That's where I
know you are.
That's where I'm at. And maybe I'll be wrong, and I hope I am. But like, I don't know. Boba Fett really let me down. Also, it's interesting if you go on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but that top banner.
Yep.
It's Boba Fett all shows. They have everything in that shot. Like, there's Luke. There's like everything that you're going to see in the show is in that.
You know, it's funny you bring that up.
They do not care about spoilers,
right? And you would think that they would hide that stuff, and then you say to yourself, "Well, maybe they need to drum up."
Yeah, no one cares.
But then I just read something. I was in the news today, but we don't have to cover it. We'll just talk about it real quick right now. Is that the Boba Fett season finale was up 36% more than Mandalorian season finale. But then when you look how they do the numbers, it's this company that's giving the stats is not the same company that a lot of them use. If you watch 5 minutes of the show, it counts.
Also, 36%, what does that mean? Does that mean 36% from the last episode? Or are we talking about like an actual like number on eyes?
See, they said it's up by views, which can be 5 minutes long, 36% from the Mandalorian's finale.
So if 100 people watch the Mandalorian season finale, then 136 people watch the Boba Fett one. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel bad for all those people. Then. But also, like, you can't be like, look, improvement. You had 2 Mandalorians episodes prior to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
Anyways.
All right, let's keep going. Andor is coming out soon.
I was thinking about him today.
Somewhere between July and September is when he's coming out.
So
but
August.
they just... or July. It's that quarter is what they're telling us. All right? Now, they signed Nicholas Brittle to do the main composing for the show. This guy's good. I don't know if you know his stuff, but 3-time Academy Award nominated. His highlights: Succession, the new show that's out there, Moonlight, If Beale Street Could Talk, and Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up is on Netflix. That's that new show about a comet. Yeah,
I've heard of all these things. Yeah, I haven't seen them. You know, it's kind of cool. I really like that they have new blood come in for the music because I loved all of it. Like like the Boba Fett music. It might be one of my favorite parts of the show, honestly.
Right, and that's a different guy. It's not the same guy. Like
and I love the theme too, which I know the guy Ludwig.
Ludwig did the theme for Boba, but then another guy did the rest of the show.
But it's all good.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
And even you think it's like weird, like John Williams not doing music, but like the Michael Giacchino stuff, like Rogue One. Like I've loved
good
everybody.
Stuff.
Yeah.
No, I was going to ask you. That's great segue. With a new guy now taken for Andor, which is very close to Rogue One, do you think he tries to play with John Williams stuff and Michael Giacchino stuff and kind of merges together, come up with his own sound? That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, like I don't know, a series like Obi-Wan to me like screams the music to me. Like Boba Fett. When you first started watching things, there's gonna be action. I wasn't really paying attention to a lot of the music. Then after watching the episodes, you start paying attention to the music because sometimes there's not some stuff going on or whatever. But to me, Obi-Wan feels like the swelling music of Star Wars. I think they got to nail it just right. And they don't have to doesn't copy everything, but I just think there's got to be a tone there for it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the connection to the old world that way.
The weird thing about it, this might be getting kind of off topic, but we've got the 9 Star Wars films, and they've got these things that they all have, which they all have a long time ago. They've got The Crawl, they've got John Williams, right? And then the shows don't, and the other movies don't, and Obi-Wan presumably won't, but Obi-Wan feels like it belongs, because, Obi-Wan Kenobi is a huge part of those movies. Like, huge part of those movies.
You would think.
So it's kind of weird.
What I know exactly what
it'd be weird, in my opinion, for this not to sound like John Williams, for it not to have a long, long time ago.
I'll go this way. No crawl, right? But then you go and do Han Solo, and you give us a semi kind of crawl thing instead of just giving us a crawl. I think they kind of stuck to their guns, like, we're not doing a crawl, so we can't do it. But when they needed to explain all that stuff in Solo at the beginning, if you remember,
that was so dumb.
Just do the crawl.
It was so dumb.
So the other thing like that is, when we were kids and stuff like that, and they would make video games and whatnot, what were the 2 things we got? Star Wars theme song and the crawl.
Yeah.
Just open up the movies with the Star Wars theme song. I don't understand why. Like, you didn't get that in Rogue One. I'm not knocking the music. But just open it. Now, they came out with a splashy thing and said, well, this was before there was hope. so they didn't want to use the Star Wars theme song.
There ain't any hope anymore, though.
I gotta tell you something real quick, though. When that movie starts off, it's before there was any hope.
Yeah.
You know, they're getting chased by Darth Vader and everything, right? So, I don't know. I think you're just naming an excuse. Just go back and use the Star Wars theme song. Like, would you not, if you, especially as nervous you are with everything that's going on, and the faith that you lost, and so did my brother, and we're gonna do a Boba Fett roundtable.
It's gonna be inaudible to any listeners. For several reasons.
When my brother said, basically, when he heard our episode, he goes, if you think that was bad, wait till I start cursing on that. So, wouldn't you be so pumped if you're sitting there with Keith, you get to the hotel, you know, I'm supposed to be there with you, but it's okay, fine. And you turn on the laptop or whatever to watch Disney Plus, and boom, they start the Star Wars theme song for Kenobi, and then pan down to the planet. You'd be pumped, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. I think it's a way to start it. But anyways, let's keep going forward here.
Ahsoka adds Ray Stevenson. Do you know who Ray Stevenson is?
No,
I know him from Rome. You might know him from if you watched Punisher Warzone.
I watched it once.
Okay, he's Punisher.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so great guy. Also, Thor. He's in all 3 Thor movies. He's one of Thor's guys from Asgard.
Okay.
Yeah, the one who ate all the time. Beard, always ate.
I'm not super familiar with the Thor movies.
Okay, yeah. It's only your name, but why?
I've seen them each like once.
So, he's going to play a villainous admiral, but not Admiral Thrawn.
A villainous admiral? Because we get so many good guy admirals.
That's what I thought, too, when I read the line. We're on the same thing. So... You know, you're not big into casting. You like just to see when it happens. I like this guy. I'm glad he's going to be on the show. Ahsoka should be coming out. I think it's shooting this April. It'll be coming out sometime in 2023.
Oh, I'm dead by then.
All right. Moving forward, comic books. Obi-Wan's got its own comic book coming out. It's written by Christopher Cantwell from Doctor Doom, and the art is by Ario and Dito from High Republic. And basically, it's a couple weeks before Star Wars: A New Hope. And he decides that he's going to write down all his memories in a journal. Now, if you remember 2015 kickoff of the Star Wars comic books, every once in a while, Luke would be reading the journal, and we get a flashback to...
Yeah, it'd be like almost like a one-shot.
Right.
It'd be like a self-contained...
Yes.
And they were pretty good. I like those.
So that's what this line's going to be. I'm interested in... Okay. All right. Trying.
I haven't cared about any Star Wars comics in a while, and maybe that's just because it's not been in like on my radar. Maybe they've been very good. I don't know.
Old Republic, the MMO game that's on the computers, never played it. Been out over 10 years. Right?
Okay.
They just released like a new add-on, and it's called Legacy of the Sith. But the CGI trailer, that's not that, that's later. The CGI trailer just came out. You need to watch it. Just watch it on YouTube. Go to L's tonight. You need something to do. Well, I know we already did it. You might not watch anything, but check it out. It is awesome.
Okay.
You're going to be like, really looks good. It's just such a good... it's not a trailer. It's just like a scene.
Okay.
And it's just really cool. So I just want to put that out there. I checked it out the other day. Hunters. Star Wars Hunters for the Switch. Free game. They announced 2 new characters. I want to say Skora.
Yeah, sure.
It's a female Rodian. She's more like a medic. So she delivers vast amounts of health to the other players. And then this guy Sprocket, who is like Calamarian.
Like
Calamarian. Yeah, he does. And they just showing us some more stills of the arenas and stuff like that. It looks cool.
Have you played this game?
It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out?
Yeah, it's on the Switch. It's coming out. It's those free games. You're probably going to have in-app purchases like they do for Fortnite and stuff like that, where you got to get the V-Bucks.
Yeah, there's no free games that are actually free. Like Minesweeper.
It's like, I think Connor got Chrysanthemum for Fortnite.
That's cool.
Yeah. They had Boba. He's like, I'm not getting that. Yeah. So he got
that. He'd be out of breath like behind all the other players.
It looks cool. I mean, it's going to be fun, I guess. Oh, but I thought you'd be interested in sticking with the Switch. Force Unleashed is coming to the Switch in April. Do you remember Force Unleashed?
Yeah,
2008.
Yeah, it's a popular one.
So, it's going to be, I guess it's the Wii version of it, though, ported over to the Switch. And from what I heard, the Wii version was very light compared to the Xbox and PlayStation.
Light as in like content, like violence and such?
No, light and like story. Like there was just a lot of, I don't want, stuff not there.
That's the That's the problem with the Switch. Like, and you port over these games, and just you need to make a game for the Switch,
right,
or not. Like, I was playing Republic Commando, which I'm having a lot of fun with on my Switch, and I know the Switch handles it pretty well. It was an Xbox game.
We have it for the PlayStation, so we can handle it. We played on that,
but
yeah,
Force Unleashed was Xbox 360 game
and PlayStation 3 game.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know.
But why not? But why not port those versions over to the Switch? Because they're better versions than pitching over
Switch might not be able to handle it.
Oh,
that's what I'm getting at.
And it's Aspire. Aspire is doing the porting, which has done all the porting so far, so they've been top notch.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues.
I know you're going to be interested in this. August 16th. You ready?
Okay.
New book coming out. The Princess and the Scoundrel. Because that hasn't been used before anywhere, I don't think. And you know what you're going to get to see in this book? Their wedding.
I've seen that. I don't care.
Where have you seen their wedding?
How pregnant is she during the wedding? The Courtship of Princess Leia. It's a book.
Yeah.
It's a popular book. I haven't read it in like a decade, but
I'm going to read it now.
The Princess and the Scoundrel is a dumb title. Who's writing this piece of garbage?
Beth Revis.
Okay, I don't know Beth Revis, so I don't want to knock it.
Wait, so when you did know, then you'd be like, they suck?
No, if you were like, oh, it's Timothy Zahn or Claudia Gray, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. But if it was like, I don't know, who's a writer that I hate? Pablo Hidalgo. No, I'm just kidding.
He doesn't write novels.
He's a good guy. No, he only writes tweets.
Well, he also does all those, what do you call it, books?
Like, he goes back and explains the movies that don't make any sense. I can't wait for the one by Boba Fett. It's going to be about 3 volumes long, probably.
Well, the one from Mandalorian didn't come out. They cut it, remember?
A new Mandalorian book, though, did just come out.
Art book.
Yeah.
Those are awesome. I'm looking for that, too. Yeah. $28. I'll wait for the spring for that one.
Yeah. Just steal it from a library.
Would those books actually go to a library, the art books? Yeah.
Some of
them
them
might. They would, yeah.
I don't know how libraries work. But I know that if you take it, like, sure, you can't get any more books, but they're not going to hunt you down for it.
No.
But one time deal. Use your kid's library card and steal it. All right, what else we got?
That's it on news.
That's it on news?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't. Oh, so I'm reading the book you got me, which is called Scoundrels. Yeah. And you've been telling me about it for a while, and I finally got to it, and I'm just really enjoying it. Like, I would definitely recommend it to anybody
old-timey Star Wars,
who's
right?
interested in interested
like
in a Legends book.
EU Star Wars. It's really good.
The thing about it that makes it a great book, in my opinion, is that if you went in there and changed all the Star Wars names of things to just whatever sort of generic science fiction names, it's still a good book.
Oh yeah.
It's a very cool book, and
Keith. When we were talking to Keith about it, it's Star Wars Ocean's 11.
Yeah, when I'm reading it, all I can think of is like, God, why isn't this the next Han Solo movie? Not literally this,
yes,
but this idea of like. And the first Han Solo, I guess, was kind of like that. Like, he put together a team or whatever. But like, no, we've got Han who's putting together a team. We've got Lando part of the team, and just if you don't want Timothy Zahn to actually write the screenplay for it, just get his help, because I mean, all of the ideas he has in it, like not for spoilers or not, but there's a part where like
it's 2013.
Okay, then I will spoil a little bit. So if anyone was there, Han or I don't know, some of the bad guys, they're like trapped in like a abandoned warehouse, and to rescue them, they destroy the warehouse. But Chewbacca flies and shoots out the escape pod towards them, so that Lando and whoever he was with can get in there and then be covered for when they destroy the warehouse. And I just thought like that was brilliant. A great idea. And there's tons of that kind of stuff.
So let me ask you a question, because
I got about 100 pages left.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about the story. Yeah. This is a question about. It's a great book.
Yeah,
they're never going to do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? They might pick a piece, because that's what they're doing in the EU.
No.
They take a character, but wait. They take a character, they take a thing, and they take a planet, but the story doesn't come back. We got the vintage tab now in Disney Plus. You know, for the Droids cartoon and the Ewoks cartoon.
Yeah.
Why not take and make an animated adaptation of that book? Like, DC does that constantly. Some of them are great, some of them are awful.
That's why it's a good idea, but I started to kind of rather dislike the DC ones, and the reason why is because they just all started kind of feeling the same, and just I don't know, didn't have.
Well, there's one I watched the other day, dude, and I couldn't figure this out. You ready? There's Death in the Family, right?
Yeah, okay.
Or Death of the Family. Remember, two different ones, right? But it's a story how Robin gets killed by the Joker. Now, there's one, I think it's called Under the Red Hood.
Yeah.
Great movie.
That's one of the early ones.
This one is Batman and Superman at a diner, which you don't find out until the end. Spoilers. And he's just re-talking about this show, which they're using the same footage from the cartoon. So you made a new movie which requires you to do 2 shots of them in the diner, and the rest of it is clips. But what was the point?
See, that's my thing, is that these things just get like chipped out, like a factory's chipping them out.
Right.
And that's what I wouldn't want to happen if Star Wars did something similar.
2 things with that. One, Star Wars is going to do 3D animation, right? So it's going to be high end. They're not going to push them out quick. I think if you came out with one a year, like that's your project for that, I think it's a great idea. One a year, we're going to take one of the classic books and we're going to tell a story. It's in vintage, so it doesn't count to anything. Go watch Scoundrels. You wouldn't watch Scoundrels? Right?
No, I would go read the book, but...
You already read the book. You wouldn't go watch it, though, after the book? I would go watch it, because I love that story. And there's plenty more books like that you could just do that.
Yeah, I'll admit to this to you, right? Like, reading the book and thinking what a great story it is, I do get that feeling of, like, what if this was a comic book, or what if it was animated, or what if. There's a great audiobook of it, like there is for a lot of Star Wars. I've got that too. But it just becomes a concern of mine that it maybe just should stay the way it is. And then anything up, it's just not going to be an improvement at all. But my point is, though, is that the feeling of the book, this is what a solo movie should be, because it's so Star Wars, but it's so not Star Wars. It's so different. And the book itself, you got Chewie, Lando, and Han on the cover. I thought it would be a lot those guys, but it's not. I'm surprised by how little Han is in a way, because they put together a team, and he's got all these characters that you're meeting for the first time, and we spent a lot of time with them. But because Timothy Zahn's such a great writer, you don't mind. First
of all, it's great to see Timothy Zahn, read a book that doesn't have Animal Throne in it, because apparently now with Disney, that's all they do is roll him out for is just to write Animal Thrones. Like, he can't write anybody else. I think he's one of the best guys that wrote Han in this.
To me, like, he writes Han great, but to me the thing is just like, it's such a great, like, the plan and the putting together of the plan.
Yes. And I knew you'd love this book.
It's just really smart.
So, question I have for you though, which I brought this up to you before you read it.
Yeah.
How long is a long time? Because this is after Star Wars.
Oh, I've let that go. I've let that go because my brain. He's talking about like, he'll make references sometimes in his own like sort of narration on like destroying the Death Star or helping destroy the Death Star. And it's like, okay, but then he's like hanging out with Lando. And I'm like, all right, like what's gonna happen that like when you see them together, you really feel like it's been like 5 years. Or
easily.
Longer.
You could say 5 to 10 is the last time they saw each other, right? But again, it's in the book, right? If you did a version of that in the cartoon, you don't mention it.
Yeah.
You say it's before Star Wars. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
It's before Star Wars. So I don't know. I that's the only thing. But it didn't bother me because whatever, the story was so good it didn't bother me. No. I just bumped up against it. And to be fair, I think they do this massively. Lando never sees the Falcon.
For the most part, yeah.
Right? Like, they put him in that thing, like you said, they put him in the escape pod, saves their lives, blows it up, then Chewie bounces out with the Falcon again.
Yeah.
He never sees the Falcon. So for him looking at him like, what did you do to my ship? Like, yeah, he hasn't seen the ship in a long time, but Han, he saw apparently most 3 years before he sees him in Empire. And I guess 3 years is 3 years. If you see somebody every day, it's a long time.
I don't know.
It's
one of those parts where it's like, all right, I'm just going to let that go.
It.
Yeah. It is very good. I can't recommend it enough if you're looking to read a Star Wars book or... because it's enjoyable at a level beyond just being a Star Wars fan.
Yes. Yeah. Like you said, the story...
What makes one of those books great.
If the story can work anywhere, like you could set that in today right now.
Yeah.
And have nothing to do with space and everything else. And it would work. It's just really cool. They put a team together. They got to do a job. They got to deal with everything that happens. It's just, I think it's great. I knew you would like it. I'm so glad you got to it. Yeah.
So hopefully in the next couple of days we'll have it finished up.
That'd be awesome.
Well, other than that,
I think we're good, man. I know it's a shorter episode today. I'm not rushing to get off. Maybe I am because I want to start playing with that Razor Crest and start setting up some shots. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it, man. They got so many weapons. You saw those weapons, huh? And how tiny were the thermal detonators? Oh my lord!
Like the size of a pin.
Yeah,
a pinhead. Like they're that small.
With a hole in it to put it on the wall. Yeah. I'm gonna freak out about losing that stuff. But it looks cool.
Maybe like a dab of hot glue or something.
I was thinking about that too.
Because hot glue will come off.
Yes,
easily,
you can if you have to. You can pop it off. Yeah. I know a guy who hot glue every one of his guys to the sail barge, and I was like, nope. I will kindly pick them up every time they fall down. I don't care.
Maybe he lives like by train tracks or something. It shakes his house.
He shakes it all the time. Yeah.
Who knows?
All right. As always, you guys can check us out on Twitter at Star Wars Cast. Maybe you could go back to that. That would be wonderful. I've been pretty good with the Instagram. I think I took a week off, but now with this here, all you can get is a ton of those photos. So on Instagram, it's at BCA Podcast. Also, I want to mention this real quick. We have a fan, Rural Farm Boy, on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Who does more for us on Twitter than Thor does. So we'll put that right there for us, all right? Always pushing our show.
To be fair, I used to be a happier guy. We don't need another angry, upset guy on Twitter.
You're all right. You're going to go. You're going to be fine. But I want to put it out there. Rural Farm Boy, please send us an email at podcastbca@gmail.com. Whatever you want to talk about, we're going to talk about on the next news show that we have. I don't care if Filoni takes over Star Wars and says, you know what, I'm getting rid of 7, 8, 9, and we're reshooting everything. Your stuff is going to be in front of that. You got it? So please, Rural Farm Boy, come out, send us something, and we're going to talk about it. We thank you for everything you do, and we love that you're listening to us. Thanks so much. You could also leave a review, guys, for us for Apple and for Spotify. They're taking reviews now. That helps us out a lot. And if you want to check us out for a t-shirt or a poster or whatever, I don't know, there's so much stuff up there. Check us out at tpublic.com. Thor, say goodbye.
I really hope that he wants to talk about Star Wars aliens genitalia. That is something I love to talk about. But yeah, goodbye, everybody.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Go make some droids!